Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special Is It Kino episode, and I know I say that pretty much every episode because they're all so special to me, but this time I truly do mean it. This is the official 300th Is It Kino episode celebration, and no, not the actual 300th because it's been lost to history. We literally don't know which one was. We just know there are now currently over 300 episodes of the show, and we're here to celebrate. I am Simian Jimmy Mumpky Jones, joined as always by Erich McCoy.
You know, next episode we can call it the 400th episode, and nobody will know the difference.
An early celebration.
I am dabbing. Thank Gnome, it's Friday.
Hey, you stole my only meme. That's the only thing I have left that'll get a like on X. So I was about to say Twitter.
Hell yes.
Thank Gnome, it's Friday.
It's no longer X. Or no longer Twitter. So thank Gnome, it's Friday. We watched Sherlock. No, we didn't watch Sherlock Gnomes. We watched...
If only. We watched Gnomeo and Juliet. Now, here's the interesting, and we have a lot of things to discuss today, Erich, but right off the bat, interesting, Gnomeo and Juliet came out 2011. 7 years later, Sherlock Gnomes, 2018. That's when we reviewed that. 7 years later, 2025, a 7-year pattern. Where's Gnome 3?
Oh man, what else should they do? Much a gnome about nothing? Much ado about gnoming? Does
it have to rhyme with gnome? Because then, like, you're just kind of stuck with, like, Home Alone.
Gnome
yeah. Like, okay. I mean, I guess they could do that. Like, Gnomeo and Juliet they leave their newborn son home on accident on the gnome vacation. Sure, and then like some gnome thieves come to the garden.
It should be actual people trying to break into a house, and then the gnome is setting up traps for them, which would be insane. Like, that would be incredibly scary if like a little gnome was moving around and like setting traps for you.
Well, and it would break the rules established because they're doing Toy Story rules where if a human sees you, you have to freeze up. But little, Gnomeo Jr. here, fuck the rules. My life's more important. I'm going to fight back against these humans in various trickster gnome ways. He's not a Gnelf. He's not a Gnoblin. He's a Gnome. And you just got gnomed. He can say that in the movie.
Oh, shit. We have it. We have the perfect pitch.
The tagline. He's not a good elf. Would you buy a movie poster that had that on there? He's not a good elf. He's not a gnoblin. He's a gnome.
He's a gnome.
And you just got gnomed.
Yes, I would actually.
And the movie's called Gnome Alone. I mean, that's a perfect name too, because it is a gnome who's alone. It's almost a better name than Home Alone. Because that kid's not home alone. Those burglars are there. But this is a gnome alone as a gnome.
So are we keeping the jukebox musical element of it, or because it would be funny if he was singing Elton John songs while he was fucking setting up traps or something.
I think it fits, and I do think we should reuse Crocodile Rock. I think it should be in every movie.
That's right. Every movie should have Crocodile Rock.
Every single one. Have you heard who's that guy Neil Sicario? Yeah, he did the Crocodile Rock mix up with System of a Down, and it's like my favorite song ever.
Yes.
But 300 episodes of Is It Kino before we dive into Gnomeo and Juliet. And would you like to explain why we're doing this movie in particular as the 300th episode, Erich?
So wait, was this the one that... I don't remember watching this. Did we actually cover this at one point?
No,
we covered just do Sherlock Gnomes.
In March of 2018. We went to the movie theater and saw Sherlock Gnomes, and you fell asleep.
I slept through most of it. Yeah,
you saw
as I'm wont to do.
The opening 20 minutes and the final 20 minutes, so you were shocked. I did listen to our review of that movie this morning and prep for this, because at that time it was the longest episode of Is It Kino that was only reviewing a single movie. We had done, top 10 of the years or whatever, but that was the longest individual. And, it's kind of a legendary episode in my mind, even though when I just listened to it, I thought it was very boring and shitty.
It was not very good.
I was like, wow, I can't believe anybody's listened to 300 of this. This is terrible.
You can't go back. Oh, I did go back. I thought some more conversations were all right, but,
Yeah. But we thought, hey, what if for the 300th we will go back to that? We'll do the prequel, or I guess the original that we never got to, Gnomeo and Juliet. And the question is, Erich, do we want this to go 1 minute longer than that episode did, which was 66 minutes, for this celebration? Do we want to go 67, or should we not do that challenge and just see what happens?
We should definitely try. I think if we fail, it will be an indictment on Is It Kino as a product that we put out, but we should at least try it.
Well, we are coming up on 6 minutes about now, and I do have a kitchen timer.
60 more of those.
Well, I have a kitchen timer that we used in our great short film with Aggie when he couldn't eat all the chocolate. Someone had set this to 61 minutes, and when this goes off, that means we're free.
It'll be like 24, where Jack Bauer is like doing all this shit. Do you have any torturing you can do?
Well, if we get bored, though, I mean, this talking about the movie for an hour might be so torturous itself that,
it is itself,
much like Aggie, we have a taste of defeat and do not complete the challenge.
Yeah.
But much like in that episode, we didn't talk about the movie very much at all.
That's the thing.
We didn't get into it until maybe like 17 minutes in. So thankfully, I did bring in a few other topics for us to discuss today other than Gnomeo and Juliet.
Right. I think we'll be fine.
And I made a game as I was listening to that podcast. We've played this game a few times before where I write down a quote and you have to guess who said it between you and me.
Jesus Christ. So it's only you and me. It's not like I have anybody else to...
Yeah, and that's why I wanted this episode. I know Aggie's been on like 40 episodes in a row, but I feel like if we're doing a celebration of Is It Kino from beginning to end, he's a new addition. And me and Erich, we probably had 100 episodes that were just us, just the two of us until Florian came in, and Asperger.
Bastard Florian.
Okay, so should we do the game right now? Because I got it right here.
Yeah.
Ready. Okay.
Let's do the game since you just brought it up.
You keep track of how many points you win.
Okay,
question 1. Quote 1. I am Mumkey Jones.
That would be Erich, right? I was just making fun of you, I think.
It was meant to be a tricky one, and it was, because that was actually just me introducing myself.
Fuck. Reverse psychology.
Off to a good start. How about this? As long as you're punching up, you can do whatever you want.
Me? It sounds like something I would say.
Now, that is me saying it, but you did agree with me immediately, so at least it's something we both agree on.
Fuck you! God, how did you say that?
Well, maybe you can get the context from the next quote. I should not accuse my fellow man of fornicating with beasts.
That sounds like you too, but I don't remember ever saying that.
Do you want to say it right now
true?
just to see if it sparks a memory of your tongue saying it before?
What was the beginning part?
I should not accuse my fellow man of fornicating with beasts.
I should not accuse my fellow man of fornicating with beasts. No, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like something I would say.
Okay, so you finally got a point then.
Well, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, no, we spent 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of that podcast talking about my drama where I said Adam Johnson fucks dogs. And his response being, if I wanted to fuck dogs, I would buy one.
Wow. Oh my God. So
you can see how we got to 66 minutes on that episode. Ready for the next one?
Yes, I am.
To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Sherlock Gnomes.
Me. Sounds like something I would say.
That was me again.
Fuck me. God damn it.
But no, because I read out that entire copy pasta, but I changed it to be about. But then you had, well, I guess I spoiled who says this next one, but you did have a response review to my review.
Mm-hmm.
You said,
what was that?
What the fuck did you just fucking say to me, you little bitch?
Of course I did. Yeah, you could have read that entire thing. That would have filled up some time.
I sang the entire thing, word for word, memorized.
Oh, right. You memorized it too.
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you good at memorization?
No, it's because some guy made it into a song, and it was so catchy. I listened to it, sincerely, and I memorized it. Wow, I was a loser. I was 22 at the time of that podcast. I'm fucking 29 now. It's insane.
Okay, so I mean, I'm the bigger loser because I'm like 32 now, so that means that I was 3 years older.
25 back then?
Yeah, 24, 25, yeah.
And, now we'll be in our 30s hoping and praying for a new Sherlock Gnomes movie to be in theaters for us to go see.
That's right.
How many points do you have, too? Because I think I gave you a freebie.
I think I only have one.
You can have the one I gave you. That's fine.
Okay.
Next one. You're telling me 5-year-olds don't have a movie pass. A quote that could only exist in 2018.
Yeah, movie pass, man. 3? Me?
That was me again.
Motherfucker. I'm bad at games.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 7 years. Who knows who said what? And I'm taking a lot of these, out of context to make them difficult, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this one? This one might be a little more obvious. Johnny Depp plays Sherlock Gnomes. One of us said that.
Was it me? I'm gonna keep guessing me. Yes,
you.
Finally. Okay,
that's your one of your main contributions to the list so far is listing who's in the movie.
Well, sure, because all I could do was say facts because I didn't watch the movie.
I mean, I'm doing these in order of as I was listening to the podcast. So up to this point, really, it's just you listening to me talk about dog fucking. So you haven't really had a chance to have funny lines yet. But now we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay. Who said this? After watching Sherlock Gnomes, I actually do want to check out Gnomeo and Juliet.
Oh, God.
And 7 years later, we did that very thing.
You did that very thing, yeah. The prophecy came true.
Finally.
Was it me?
No, that was me.
Fuck you.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure Sherlock Gnomes is better than this, but we both gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
And in that podcast, I went on a 5-minute rant about how people who give scores to movies are retards. Man, I don't recognize the man, and I can't even say in the mirror. It's just in the past. I don't recognize him at all.
Oh my God.
I'm starting to think 22-year-old Mumkey made some mistakes that I might not agree with as an older man, but it's hard to tell.
Wow.
Just movie opinions, though.
Look on the past and shudder at the things that we've done.
Okay, this one will be hard. In 2005, they were talking about making this movie, and I read about it in Star Wars Insider magazine.
Me! That was me! I remember saying that.
Oh, finally. I mean, I wouldn't be reading that shit, so by process of elimination,
Yeah, it's gotta be me. I would be the only one who would be reading Star Wars Insider.
How about this? I read the wiki, and it said she never learned how to fly a drone.
What? Fly a drone? You?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, thank God.
We are recording this shortly after The Last Jedi, and I'm trying to hoodwink you into saying that Juliet is what's the term?
I'm very
Mary Sue. I was trying to.
Mary Sue.
I was describing Juliet in this gnome movie with the characteristics of Rey from The Last Jedi.
From Last Jedi.
To trick you into saying that it was Mary Sue.
What character were you talking about in the context of Gnomeo and...
Because Juliet can fly any machine she finds without knowing anything about it, and she's flying around on drones.
You were talking about Gnomeo and Juliet in the Sherlock Gnomes episode?
Well, Gnomeo and Juliet are in that movie, and she does that in that movie.
I would not know.
Yeah. Yes. Well, you say as much in the podcast. Sorry, that's a little convoluted way of me explaining something that was... that did not land on the show. It is not landing now. What about this quote? Drone goes up, drone goes down. You can't explain that.
Me.
It's very much Erich.
Hell yes.
It's Erich going.
It's getting much easier once I recognize things that I would say.
Is this turning into an Erich and Florian podcast where it's just an hour of nothing? Now, that's an evergreen quote.
Yeah, you can use that all the time. And
if you go to the Purple Kernel channel, you'll hear that shit.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like you.
Yeah, that was me. I don't know why you would be talking about yourself in the third person.
How many total have you done so far?
I don't know.
So I got 7 points.
Yeah, there's like 6 more. I don't know. I'll count the total at the end. But I guess I forgot you. I guess this would have been on your channel. You and Florian did a lot of podcasts together in 2018.
Yeah.
And I guess you guys you would do individual uploads reviewing like the new Fox cartoons of the night, like a whole video about The Simpsons. And you would post them all at the exact same time, so the YouTube feed would be like 4 new videos.
Oh my god!
Of Erich and Florian talking about the Fox lineup. So pretty good.
He was so just like, want to watch the Bob's Burgers, and I'm just like, why? Why are you so interested in watching things?
And why does it need a 30-minute review?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like Velma, which is such an in-depth cartoon that, we really need to dive in week after week.
Yeah.
And I guess Florian's keeping that alive somewhat on anti-reviews. He still occasionally will react to a Simpsons episode. Not so much lately. Where was I? Okay. Oh my god, all the moon runes on the screen. I can't even fucking tell what's going on here.
Is that me?
That is you.
I do fondly call Japanese katakana moon runes.
And I believe you were on a Chinese website at the time.
Yes. Was I trying to watch a cam rip of it while we were watching it?
No, I just wrote this down like 2 hours ago, and I don't remember why you had Chinese text on your screen. You were looking up something.
Oh, I wish I remembered.
I can look it up for you and tell you later. Friend simulator? This is an enemy simulator.
Is it you?
That's you.
Oh, shit. That's a pretty good line. Enemy simulator.
That's what you consider.
Would you play an enemy
kino
simulator? Or is that what you consider the internet to be generally?
I mean, that's what this podcast was until Florian quit. And now it's just like all my friends. It's too bad. I mean, maybe for the audience, it's an enemy simulator.
Yeah.
What about this quote? Black people love Dragon Ball Z.
Me.
Yeah, correct. We don't even need Asperger to have Asperger's opinions on the podcast.
Also me?
That is also you.
Oh, shit. All right.
Okay, this will be a really hard one. Go listen to Erich and Florian upload 5 different TV show reviews in the same day for some reason.
Is it you?
Yeah, that's
me. I mean, do you have deja vu saying that? Or, did you just incept yourself? Your previous version of yourself incepted yourself to say that again now?
No, I mean, I just heard about it 2 hours ago, so I was kind of giving you a spoiler with the story, but, it is what it is. Final one. Florian, if you're listening to this, I don't mean it. For everyone else, I do.
Is it me?
Yeah, that's you. You called him like a stupid dolt.
Florian, I did mean it at the time.
It really was like like a Shakespearean insult, maybe inspired by the film.
Oh,
even though, because Gnomeo and Juliet were in it.
I mean, I would probably have much worse things to say about him now because of the Russo paranoia he's got going.
About the Russo brothers?
No, about Russia.
Oh, he's like paranoid about their real motivation behind coming back to do the next Avengers. I think they're just in it for the money. They don't care about this story.
I'm not sure about why the Russos are coming back.
Robert Downey Jr. should stay dead.
He sacrificed himself as Iron Man.
You know what? Probably a good opinion. Maybe they are just in it for the money. I think Florian might be right.
Yeah, I think everyone's in it for the money, actually.
Oh my god. Mind equal blown on the 300th episode celebration of Is It Kino. Speaking of which, I was going to ask the question, should this be the final episode of Is It Kino? Especially after listening to a beloved old episode and being bored to tears.
And being like, this was never very good.
It's like, wow, people think 2018 was peak Mumkey. Like, I don't even like anything that this guy is saying. I don't agree with a single word. This is terrible. Yeah. This show sucks. He's just saying shit he heard other people say. Like, this is awful. So maybe I think I'm better off where I am now just after listening to that. But it cannot be the last episode, perchance, because I think we should, Erich, discuss potential future episodes that we could, should, and would do. For example.
I agree. So, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I want to hear what you wanted to say.
Well, do we want to do a top 10 of the year?
That is literally exactly what I was about to say. Do we want to do that, or do we want to just list them off very quickly right here? Is it worth a full episode, in your opinion?
I honestly, because I don't know what my top 10 would even be, because I don't know many movies that I super, super loved this year. I could pull up my letterbox and I could just tell you what movies I had over 4.5 stars or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I keep a running list throughout the year of my top 10, so it'd be easy for me, but if you don't have one ready, we could maybe just hold off and do a full episode on it.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't have one ready, and I would like to just go back through things I've seen. So, on your top 10 list, you only do things that came out this last year, right?
Yeah, but I put Mass State Lottery on there, but then they forgot to release it.
It didn't actually get released, sure.
I doubt it'll come out in 2025, to be quite honest. This is going to have like an official 2026 release.
Every year they're like, next year is the year.
Yeah, Andy made it clear that we didn't even see the final version, evidently, and he's still going to make other changes. I don't know. He said something like that to me.
I understand that happens with movie releases where they're trying to like figure out the best possible version of its release, but am I gonna have to watch a special edition of Mass State Lottery?
Well, they definitely both listened to our review, and they have thoroughly analyzed our review multiple times. Like I listened to everything they put out, and on like 3 or 4 different podcasts, they've talked about what we had to say. So it really stuck with them.
Wow.
And if he's still making changes, maybe some of our criticisms will make their way into the movie. Maybe we will get a Hans nude scene like I requested.
Wow, interesting.
I hope so. Have you and Hans been on an episode together before?
I think wasn't he on the Columbo episode?
Oh, okay, that must be it. Okay. Yeah, because I don't know, I was a little confused. There was some talk as if he didn't know who you were, and then other times, somebody mentioned like, no, you've been on a show with him. So even I was confused at that point, but I forgot we did Columbo with all of us.
That's incredibly funny, because I also said, the guy in the movie, is that Hans? And it was Hans. I think he just looks a little bit different since whenever they shot that.
Different with hair as opposed to a professional beanie, we'll call it.
Yeah, exactly.
The Tim Pool style, which I'm going to have to start wearing pretty soon.
No.
No, I mean, my bald spot is so small, but it's just like, I might as well cover my whole head with the beanie so nobody sees this one dot on the crown of my head.
No.
I'm not gonna.
I think I've also started.
Yeah, I can't wear a fucking beanie all day. It'd be too hot.
Yeah.
So, how many points did you end up with?
I ended up with 11 points.
Okay, there were...
and there were, 30 questions?
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18? You got 11 out of 18?
Wow.
And you mostly missed them at the very beginning. That's kind of
I was going to say, it was the beginning, because the beginning was mostly you, and I was, assuming that some of them were me. So
yeah, you got tripped up because there was too many C's in a row on your Scantron.
That's right. I started seeing the pattern, but the pattern wasn't there.
Other episodes we should potentially do. How about this? We are now both caught up on something called On Cinema at the Cinema with Tim Heidecker.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And the new season's currently airing, and it will end with I believe the airing of the Oscars. So after that, maybe in April, should we do an episode all about it?
I think we definitely should, and I think that instead of an Oscar episode, we cover it on cinema, and we can talk about the Oscars within the kind of span of that. Because I fucking hate the Oscars now.
We haven't reviewed like the Oscars in years, have we?
No, I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's more of like a Kino Corner does it, and I call into his show and say horrible things. Like, oh, if this wins, I'm going to cut off my own testicle, and then like it fucking won. Oops.
Does he have the does he have the bandwidth to field 2 callers at once? Is it just on Discord?
He used to be doing it out of like a work trailer outside of his job, but that was before it moved. He might have better internet in Austin, Texas. I'm not sure. Which is where Tim Heidecker's doing like TimCon or something right now.
Oh my
pretty
god!
Soon, I think.
That's right.
Maybe we should go sleep at Kino Corner's house and go.
Yeah, just be like, hey, we're gonna stay with you. Get ready, dude.
And I know that Low Res is a big fan of On Cinema, so he could probably join us for that. Rusty said he was a fan. I don't know if he's all caught up, but he said he's a fan of Neil Hamburger's character on that show. When I asked him if he was a fan of Neil Hamburger.
Fuck yeah.
So maybe Rusty will join. But yeah, that sounds like an episode for the books. Do you want to be in the review of Captain America 4?
Yeah, I think I will. That seems like a movie that I'll see as like a date kind of thing. So,
is that coming out on Valentine's Day? Because I believe this episode we're recording right now, it will be the Valentine's week episode of Is It Kino?
Aww, that's so romantic.
Well, because it's Gnomeo and Juliet. It's us. It's we love this show. We love the fans. We love each other.
I love you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. I did have it on the schedule that I wanted us to have the episode out like the Tuesday after the opening weekend, but that might be a tight squeeze. But do you think you'll be seeing it opening weekend? Because I could move it around.
Probably. It looks like it comes out right on Valentine's Day. So
yeah, romantic.
I'm going to say that I will see it that weekend.
And have you been keeping track of the numbers here? Are they saying it's going to underperform or lose some money or something?
So I think they're really juicing things. I think that like it's saying that they've got a budget of $180 million, but I don't think that's true. I think it's probably more like $300 million.
Oh my god,
dollars. And they're saying an opening of 90, which is on the low end of one of these openings. I think for recent Marvel, it's all right, and if it like legs it out, it'll be fine. But if the budget is actually $300 million versus 180 or whatever, then they've got to get like $700 million at least to break even, and that's kind of on the like precipice of what they could do. So yeah, it's not looking too good.
Well, if they're doing Black Captain America, I did recently hear on a podcast somebody said black people love Dragon Ball Z. Could they maybe tie in DBZ to make sure they get that $1 billion profit?
So who would be Goku in this estimation?
Who was it in they already did live action. Just bring that guy back. He was probably pretty good.
Oh, really? Look, it's Justin somebody. What's fucking Justin Chatwin?
Oh, Thoreau?
No.
Oh. Justin Case, a name that somebody would give a child if they hated them. If your last name is Case,
yeah, it was. It was Justin Chatwin. I was right. Okay. His first credit is Dragon Ball Evolution. I cannot imagine being someone whose first credit was Dragon Ball Evolution. That would.
And that's not his only credit. He got more work after that.
He did, somehow.
Oh, wow.
He was on Shameless for 10 years, it looks like.
Oh! Okay.
Truly, someone who was in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Is he like? Is he one of the main family members or something? How's he on that show for 10 seasons?
Yeah, it says from 2011 to 2021. Let's just see what his character's name was.
I did watch, I think, 3 episodes of that show back in college, and I thought it was fine, but not worth continuing. But maybe one day when I'm elderly and desperate.
This is weird. It says Jimmy Lishman / Steve Wilton.
Spoiler
Main
alert.
role for 3 seasons. Guest for season 4, recurring role in season 5.
You probably just ruined that show for somebody. Like, wait, what? Jimmy is also Steve? Whoa! No!
No!
It's ruined! It was like you ruined Toby Obito for somebody.
They take their own life. Oh God, can we talk about Toby being Obito?
We did in the. That's why I brought it up. We literally did talk about
Deja Vu episode. So did I say I didn't like that?
Yeah, you hate it.
Review? Yeah. Oh God. So it's like it's so obvious now in retrospect that was so clearly what was going on, and I really wanted it to not be the case. But yeah, like it was just that was going to be the thing.
And I brought up that in my watch through of Naruto, I thought the Kakashi backstory was filler, so I skipped it. So I had no idea what was going on. I didn't even know who Obito was.
You're just like, who? Literally who?
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. This shit means nothing to me.
Oh my god.
Okay, those are the ones I had on my list, I think. What about, we're going to do Megalopolis, and I'm trying to get as many people on that as possible. It might be hard to schedule that, but Lores and Hans want to do it. Eggy desperately wants to do it. You want to do it. I want to do it.
I'm always down for that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get like 7 or 8 people in there to really dissect this masterpiece that did not get any love at the Oscar nominations here. It's tragic.
No, it didn't. That might threaten for my number 10 on my list. It depends on what else I can find, but it might threaten.
It's Eggy's number 1, so we need somebody to pull it up a little bit. It didn't make my bottom 10, at least. Why was that fair? What about Mickey 17?
I'm interested in that. I really like Bong Joon-ho, and I like Art Pats.
That's right. He'll always be my Edward.
That's in fucking what, March? They keep fucking changing it around. They keep...
Yeah, in my schedule, it says that the episode would come out March 18th, so probably a little before that.
Okay, all right. Do you think we have enough episodes to fill out the next couple months with that schedule?
Yeah, because then there's like a fucking PCP every month.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Speaking of PCP, we're doing Toxic Avenger, right?
That's right. The one from the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And you said that they're making a new one.
Yeah, they've made a new one. They've actually said that they're going to release it, thankfully. So we'll get to see that. That stars Peter Dinklage and who's Frodo? Fucking Wood. What's his fucking
Elijah.
name? Elijah Wood, that's it. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what that's like, but I don't know when it's going to release. But yeah.
Okay, are there any movies, new or old, that you want to suggest that we do in the future?
At some point, I don't know when it'll come out, but Nirvana the band, the show, the movie is going to be premiering at Sundance this year. So maybe sometime near the end of the year it'll release. I guess we'll see.
Do you know
what happens
where
there?
People can watch that show?
Internet Archive.
Is that really? They made a movie that is being released that is pretty much a sequel, like a season 3 filler, are really the conclusion of a story that nobody can watch. You can't even watch the first 2 seasons anywhere, really? What the fuck?
So if you're Canadian, you could probably watch it because it was on CBC or something. But yeah, like it was a Viceland show or something, and then fucking Vice shut down. So yeah.
I went to new-fmovies.com, which has everything, and they only had season 1.
It's all on internetarchive.org or whatever.
Do they also have, before the show was on TV, they did like a web show version.
Web series. Yeah. They also have that.
Okay. I have not finished watching that yet.
There is a YouTube video on the Nirvana the band, the show, YouTube or whatever, that has links to all those archive links. So if you find that video, you can fucking watch the whole thing. So I started with a web series. I'm like halfway through the first season. I'll probably finish the second season in the next couple of days. So
you don't even know the season 2 cliffhanger that we've all been waiting years to see?
No, I don't. Oh, Jesus. And I didn't realize, like, there's a Star Wars episode in the first season, and I had no idea that it was that, like, it was while The Force Awakens was coming out was when they were making it, I guess, because it was 2015, because they're in the theater. Fucking, the one guy is blind. The other guy is explaining what's going on to him. And it's so fucking funny. Everybody around him is like, telling him to shut the fuck up. On Force Awakens premiere night. It's so fucking good.
Well, yeah, everybody catch up on that and go see that movie. I don't even know when we'll be able to see it, though, if it's premiering in March at some festival.
Yeah, my hope is that because Matt Johnson made Blackberry, he feels like he has the kind of, like, ability to get something like that released now. And so, like, if they're able to get it and it's popular at Sundance, then I think it'll get picked up by somebody who can distribute it, hopefully.
I wonder if the movie is a continuation then, or if they're just kind of doing like a soft reboot and with the whole idea. Because really the plot still is trying to get a gig at the Rivoli or whatever the place is called. Right. So I don't know if they necessarily need to tie in a cliffhanger into their film.
I mean, that's still the plot of the movie. Like, the plot summary they released is like they're still trying to get a spot at the Rivoli, blah 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 blah. It's literally.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's pretty good.
It's so good. It's so good. And then, so they apparently shot a third season a couple years ago.
What?
And then did not release it. And after the movie, they say they're going to release it.
Oh my God. Okay, that's news to me. That's good to know. Maybe the movie takes place after the season then.
I was going to say, that'd be weird, because, like, will the movie release, and then the season releases, and the season is catching up on the cliffhanger, but the movie isn't?
To be fair, the cliffhanger is very low stakes. It's just like, I'm going to be mature and not be your friend anymore. Like that kind of shit.
Okay. That should be funny.
Yeah. Let's see. How much time is left? We have 31 minutes left in the podcast, Erich.
We can do this. We can fucking do this.
We haven't even really talked about the movie. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Juliet at all. Yeah.
Should we do some of that now, or do we have any other things we want to do in the future of Visit Kino before I cancel the show forever for sucking?
I'm trying to think. Avatar comes out at the end of the year. I'm trying to think what other movies fucking come out this year.
What about things from the past? Things that you don't want to even put on the PCP poll. Things that we should just do. Like when we even talk about 7 years ago in that fucking Sherlock Gnomes, we said, hey, sooner or later we should get back to doing the Kino Brothers, which was our mini-series, watching the filmology, filmography of the Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
Which we
I would like to keep doing those.
We did like 2 or 3
movies. Yeah. What even happened? Did we have somebody else on there for that?
No, it's just you and me.
It was just you and
me. I think they were getting record low views because nobody cares about Blood Simple.
Fuck the viewers.
Well, yeah, that's kind of has to be the attitude with something like this at this point.
Fuck you, audience. Like it'll either gain traction on its own or because I mean like the early episodes were not going to be the most popular of that series. Like once you get into something like Big Lebowski, that's going to get a little bit more. I know that your audience is probably younger, but like the stuff that they're more likely to have heard of would have gotten more hits than something like Blood Simple.
Now, 7-ish years ago when we started doing that, had you already been a fan of the Blank Check podcast that does they also do filmographies?
Yeah, definitely not 7 years ago, but maybe 4 or 5 years ago I would have.
So we technically had the idea before you knew that they had it. So we could say they stole it from us 3 years before we did it.
Sure.
And in all that time, they still have not done the Coen Brothers, so we could still actually do it all before them.
Yeah, it's very, very possible. Do you remember what movie we were on?
We
did the first 3 of them, or 2 of them.
Is the third one not Blood Simple?
Did we do Barton Fink? I thought we did.
No, we did not do that.
Oh fuck! I guess I watched that on my own then.
Maybe that's why we stopped, is because I forgot to watch one, and no, we'll reschedule for later. It never happened.
Not a big deal.
So with 29-ish minutes left, Erich, I'm dying to know, what did you think of Gnomeo and Juliet? And please don't give it a star rating, because I heard somebody say that only retards do that.
Only dumbasses do that. Yeah, so Gnomeo and Juliet, I actually did watch at least most of. I was definitely also on Twitter at the time. I was watching it at times.
Twitter?
I think
isn't that run by a Nazi?
Yeah, you know.
What are you doing on that?
The siren song of the people that I actually like reading stuff from is too alluring. As much as Blue Sky is all right and doesn't have the worst parts of Twitter on it.
Well, I am curious.
Nobody's over there still.
This movie, when Elon's doing his Hitler Nazi salute, is Blue Sky exclusively your feed is just, we're so good for being over here, not over there? Is that the only thing you read for a day?
No. I mean,
they talked about other shit.
Don't talk about it.
They don't talk about that.
Just, yeah. It's really.
They don't really just talk shit about the people they hate the whole time. What are they doing over there? That's all they do on Twitter is talk shit.
Yeah.
What else is there to do online?
Occasionally people mention it, but yeah, it's not really like we're so much better for being here.
Wow.
Huffing their own farts, that kind of shit.
then why are you still sitting on Twitter if it's such a good community?
There's more people on there. There's more people that I want to read the shit about. But yeah, there's just so much nonsense on X as well. Half of it's porn. Which, fine, if that's what you want, fine.
I think that's in your For You feed, Erich. I've not seen too much on mine, but...
Oh, wow, incredible. Maybe it says a little bit about myself. Okay, so Gnomeo and Juliet. A perfect digression.
Features Dolly Parton as Dolly Gnome, the lawnmower race announcer.
Okay, the one part I really did find funny was the big-ass tractor. Uh-oh. I was supposed to wake up. The big-ass tractor that the gnome orders. I don't remember that gnome character's name, but he's like so hyped up about this big-ass tractor.
Was it Homeboy Tybalt, as played by Jason Statham?
Wait, played by Jason Statham, really?
Oh, you didn't know? One of my favorite elements of the movie, Homeboy Jason Statham.
Oh my god.
I believe fresh off of Crank. To be in this children's
Imagine
film.
You just were in Crank. You just were like fucking woman in the middle of the street, like broad daylight, and then you go and record the voice for a children's gnome movie.
To be fair, he is playing Tybalt, and I think the only character in all of Gnomeo and Juliet history who like dies on screen. Like he gets smashed to pieces.
Yeah.
Do they even kill giant pie boy Moriarty in Sherlock Gnomes? I don't think so.
No, definitely not. So this has got an all-star cast. It's got James McAvoy as Romeo, and then Emily Blunt as Juliet, which is insane casting because they're both at least 30 years old, and they should be played by children, correct?
The gnomes?
No, the Romeo and Juliet characters.
Yeah, but they're gnomes in the movie.
Okay, so gnomes means they're ageless.
I think so.
Fully grown beings. Okay.
There's the flamingo who's like I guess 100 years old, and he's been trapped in a shed for like 50 years. It's tragic. These things are ageless like toys, really. Like you expect like the toys in Toy Story to have child voices.
No. Like it's just that I'm thinking about the play more than I am the gnome kind of casting of the movie.
How old was Leo when he played Romeo? Like 23?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely closer than I'd have to look up how old James McAvoy was and how old Emily Blunt.
We got 25 minutes to talk about this movie. You're talking about the fucking age of a voice actor, Erich. My goodness, we're gonna have to talk about this on your performance review. We're moving you down in the Is It Kino co-host tier list.
Yeah, because I wasn't confident that
James McAvoy could pull off the role of Gnomeo. He's too old.
It's young love. Isn't that the point of Romeo and Juliet? Is that they're like so fucking stupid for doing this, and they get themselves killed in the process. But because they're changing everything else about it, I guess it's okay to.
Next, you're gonna say a white man can't voice Apu.
You shouldn't.
And he won't. Not anymore. That's too bad. Another thing that's changed in 7 years.
Kondabolu, or whatever the fuck his name is. Has that guy done anything since that?
I don't think Apu's said anything on the show. He shows up in the background.
No, I mean the guy who complained about it.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it's just so funny that like you get minor amount of attention for complaining about something, and then you can't use that at all to like help your career. You just fade into obscurity.
He got his 15 minutes. That's why they call it that. That's good enough. And frankly, I don't need to hear from him again. I think it all worked out.
Yeah. I wonder if like he liked what they did eventually. What even happened to Apu? Let's catch up on Apu.
All right, I still watch The Simpsons. He doesn't do anything. He just shows up.
Show up. They just murked the character.
He's just in the background when they need background people. He doesn't talk.
Oh my god!
They don't go to the Quickie Mart anymore.
That's so sad.
Well, hey, listen, we're talking about this all-star cast. Who could forget?
It wasn't worth it. And in retrospect, I think that the Trump administration would not have allowed this kind of bullshit to happen to my boy Apu.
Should that have been one of the executive orders? Is that Apu returns to The Simpsons?
To bring back Apu, voiced by, what's his name?
Whitey McGee? Something? Hank Azaria?
Hank Azaria, yeah. Imagine if he actually signed that. That would rule.
If they're going to change Gulf of America, you should fix Apu. That's about as important to American culture.
We love Apu. Big, beautiful Apu.
I mean, unironically, if he ran on that, I might have voted. Wouldn't have bothered otherwise. Hey, we've also got, on the cast, Patrick Stewart as William Shakespeare. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, a statue of William Shakespeare, it should be said.
And we did discuss in the previous podcast 7 years ago about how perhaps they changed the plot of Gnomeo and Juliet too much. And I was like, what are you talking about? And you're like, well, they're still alive in this movie. They don't kill them. Well, it is addressed here, where Gnomeo, he's given the bard some pointers in his storytelling. And maybe killing off the two main characters, maybe it's not such a good ending. Maybe we can come up with something better.
Maybe because of sequel culture, we need to be able to
yeah, Shakespeare wrote sequels. He's not above it. Like, where's Romeo and Juliet too?
Of Romeo and Juliet. What other ill-advised things could they take up? Could they start a business together and then the business does not do well?
I was thinking they would have a child, and then when they go on vacation, they accidentally leave the child home alone. Mm-hmm. And then he just plays video games. He gets like a top kill on Fortnite.
Wow.
And then the movie's over.
That's the movie.
They don't even come home. They say he's a man now. He can keep that house. We're staying on vacation. Damn. This shit's awesome. Why would we ever leave?
No, I think it would be funny if they actually did sequelize Romeo and Juliet, and then every sequel they died some atrocious way. That would be good.
It's not just like a confused suicide every time, and they find a new way to kill themselves.
Like every single time they seem to die the same way.
Well, it could be like a Rube Goldberg Final Destination where they accidentally cause their own death, and it's just very comical every time. Mm-hmm. But what did you think of Patrick Stewart's voice acting? Since we're getting into the...
I mean, it's Patrick Stewart. He puts in a decent performance.
You believed him as William Shakespeare?
Billy Shakes. I think I could believe him as any British character, essentially. If it is him voicing it, I'd be like, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Well, would it shock you if I told you William Shakespeare was actually a black woman?
Whoa.
So I think it was miscast.
Is it like one of those Laquisha? Is it a Laquisha deal?
I did recently see that film, so I know you're not being as racist as you could be.
Wait. Why didn't you watch Laquisha?
Because somebody paid Low Res and Hans to review it on their show, and after the review, I had to watch it because I couldn't believe that it existed.
What is the like point of view of that movie? It's the guy who's pretending to be Laquisha. Yeah, and I think the movie view him as a hero for doing this?
Because the advice he gives as he embodies Laquisha, because he's doing a radio show, it's a white guy and he's pretending to be a sassy black woman giving advice.
Yeah.
And his advice is so powerful and meaningful that everybody accepts the character and he gets to continue doing it even after the charade is revealed.
Wow, so he is a hero.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
He gets to keep being Laquisha, dude.
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure I might be making up that ending. I've seen like 80 movies since then, but...
It's the people on the train all passing Spider-Man's body around being like, careful, he's a hero. Laquisha. Like, some people figure out that it's not actually a black woman, but they're like, we must keep this a secret.
No, I think everybody, I think they all know. They're just fine with it.
They all know, but they're okay with it. Oh my God.
Because, when I watch any TV show, I know the actor is just playing a character, but I can still find the character beloved, Erich.
But when it's a movie, you're like...
I love Apu no matter what color the voice actor is. Does that make me a better man? Some might say. Should we review that, Better Man?
It does make it a monkey man, yeah.
No, I already saw that one. It was not worth reviewing.
Okay, I do want to see a Better Man at some point, but I don't know when that will be, unfortunately.
Wait, what is the new monkey horror movie coming out? Just called The Monkey?
It's just called The Monkey, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to catch the fuck up. There's been in the last calendar year, fucking so many monkey-related shenanigans.
Is that a message? Is that a sign from the universe that it's your time?
No, because I think they're flopping. I think it's a sign that nobody cares
really?
about monkeys.
What about Black Myth Wukong?
I don't count video games. I didn't play it.
Okay, maybe the Chinese audience is your is your salvation.
Yeah, if I could do the AI that Rusty did to convert myself into speaking Chinese, maybe the monkey box will flourish.
Holy shit! Imagine. Do you think you would like praise President Xi? What would your
whatever gets the views?
Be? Yeah,
that's all that matters.
I think that would get you views.
Yeah, if you watch Is It Kino, you know we only do things to get the views over here. That's why we're doing a special hour, 10-minute episode of Gnomeo and Juliet. Which, do we have any actual opinions on this fucking... You know what? I don't know if I can criticize it too much. Yeah, like you're saying.
No, that's the thing. Maybe something about me has broken or changed, but I kind of can't be riled up about a movie like this anymore. Like, it is about 90 minutes, right? It's not very long. There's constantly music playing that I know. So, like, Crocodile Rock is playing, and a bunch of Elton John songs are playing, and, like, the gnome nonsense is slightly funny. Mm-hmm. So, like, what is there for me to complain about? It's a fucking kids movie.
Well, you were very angry 7 years ago that they changed the ending.
Yeah, I don't even mind that anymore because they lampshade it. They have him talking to William Shakespeare.
He tells him that it's bullshit.
A different ending. Yeah. And also, you're going to kill off the two main characters in fucking Gnomeo and Juliet movie? No, you're not going to do that.
Can you pull up the box office and can we see, is there a reason why they have not done a third one?
It did really well. It did really well, honestly.
Even the sequel.
Sherlock Gnomes is where it went wrong.
So that's why they quit.
Maybe. Let me look it up.
Yeah. Because it's been 7 years, like we said at the beginning. There should be a new one, Gnome Alone or Gnome'd instead of Hamlet. I don't fucking know, something. Mm-hmm. Maybe we don't go back to Shakespeare. Yeah, do the Odyssey with gnomes and have it come out competing with the Odyssey with Nolan
movie.
And then instead of Barbenheimer, it'll be the Odyssey.
Okay, so Gnomeo and Juliet made 36 million, or was made for 36 million, made 193 million at the box office, which is a pretty good take for that movie, I have to say. Like, you really can't complain about that. The second one, this is where it went wrong. $59 million, so about double the budget.
And all of that went to Johnny Depp.
Probably. Made $90.5 million. 90.5, not a bad take, especially if they kept with the budget from the last movie.
But they heavily marketed that shit.
Yeah, it was everywhere. So unfortunately, they went too far. They did too much.
But Erich, did you notice that I said that the portmanteau of the two movies of the Gnome'd and the Odyssey would just be the Odyssey instead of Barbenheimer? Wasn't that pretty clever though?
That was pretty good. I didn't hear it. But
damn it!
Pretty good.
Anyway, as you were going.
I didn't realize that Chiwetel Ejiofor played Dr. Gnome Watson in that movie.
Well, you knew it 7 years ago because we talked about it, and you said you thought it was David Oyelowo.
That was pretty racist of me. So I know that it's going to be used against me when we do a quiz in the next 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned if somebody wants to listen to that episode. I think it's in volume 3 of the Is It Kino Lost episodes.
Okay.
Probably should have said that a long time ago. You're listening back through them still.
Yeah. I turn them on every now and then.
Any gold nuggets in there?
Not really. It was a while ago that I was listening. So
as we're here to celebrate 300 episodes of Is It Kino, we come to the conclusion the show always kind of sucked.
Here's the thing about Sherlock Gnomes is that it's not even like they're paying for the rights for Sherlock Holmes. That's like common...
Public domain?
Yeah, public domain. So like, they really just spent a shit ton of money on Johnny Depp.
And maybe everybody, because they've reprised all their roles, and it's been 7 years. Maybe now that James McAvoy's a much bigger actor.
Yeah, that wasn't advisable. They shouldn't have raised the budget that much.
And it's too bad Jason Statham couldn't come back. Unless he did and I just forget, but I'm pretty sure he stays dead.
Man. What do you think? So, like, Jason Statham, what's the next movie he's going to be in? It's like something... did you see about that? Jason Statham movie?
Working Man?
Yeah, Working Man. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that about? Just another generic fucking beekeeper movie?
I don't know, because like he made The Beekeeper, and that definitely has like a political tinge to it that was interesting. And now, Working Man. Let me look that up.
I think The Beekeeper was cowardly to say that the phone scammers are just white people.
Oh yeah, you should have said
they're not
Indian people.
Like, I want Jason Statham to fly over to fucking Pakistan or wherever the fuck and unleash his rage there.
A Working Man is about human traffickers. Levon Cade, a Royal Marines former commando, leads a peaceful life as a construction worker. However, Levon is forced to use his old set of skills to find his boss's teenage daughter, Jenny, who'd been kidnapped by human traffickers, and soon uncovers a conspiracy of corruption and government agents' involvement in human trafficking.
So it's like Taken, but they're adding the layer of the government's in on it. So they're just like making it more realistic.
I'm definitely feeling a pattern with these movies now. Also by David Ayer, and then a screenplay by Sylvester Stallone.
What? Is this David Ayer from the DC movies?
Yes, David Ayer, who directed Suicide Squad. And
wow. Stallone,
Bright,
Statham, Ayer, all my cinematic heroes making a movie that speaks truth. And this one will not be one of those Sound of Freedom movies where they say, oh, but that's made by Christians, so it's offensive. You have no excuse now, fuckers. Now you have to see the truth. Stallone was just made ambassador to Hollywood, okay? He's part of the government that is doing this shit now.
How are you feeling about Mel Gibson and Mel Gibson's movie with Marky Mark playing a creep pilot?
Yeah, I watched the cam rip last night and it sucked. It was so fucking horrible.
Did it?
I mean, it's gotta be a money laundering scheme. That movie cost no more than $5 million to make. The entire thing is in the fake. Mm-hmm.
It's just on a plane.
The entire thing, God. Like the windows are just like whited out. Like they filmed all of it in 2 days. I swear to God. There's no way that this movie costs money and deserves to be in theaters. Flight Risk.
Flight Risk. Okay.
It's lower quality than every straight to streaming movie I've ever seen. Like this should have been straight to Tubi.
What's very funny is that I think he's a pretty good director too. Mel Gibson, as much as he's a fucking terrible human being. But like, yeah, Mark Wahlberg probably will work cheap, but maybe doesn't. Michelle Dockery from Downton Abbey, and then Topher Grace hasn't worked in fucking anything worthwhile. So yeah,
when you're Topher Grace, you cannot be too choosy. And it's like, oh, I have to work with Mel Gibson, I guess. But
sign me up.
Not to be a conspiracy guy, but I would not be surprised if Mel Gibson was not on set, and like the movie is just that bad, Erich. I'm dead serious. Like there's nothing to it. I don't know if maybe he was like on Skype and did it from home. There's no way a talented filmmaker was ever on set for this. This is the most nothing, lazy dog shit movie I can imagine.
This is weird. Principal photography began in Las Vegas in June 2023. Why did it take so long for that to come out? I guess beginning of 2025 isn't that bad.
I don't even know
wild.
What did they film it like in a studio in Vegas? Because the entire thing is in like a snowy climate or in their plane set.
Yeah, I kind of don't understand why that is.
Shall I answer this potential spam call?
Yes.
Hello?
One episode.
Hello?
Hi,
Hola.
This is Gabby with Benefit Solution. I'm calling about the new affordable dental plan. Are you in need of major dental work or just a routine cleanings?
How many teeth do you need to qualify?
We can definitely help you with any kind of dental work.
He's got 2.
She hung up on me, bitch.
What? Wow. You just want your 2 teeth cleaned.
I couldn't even think of a funny response before she hung up on me, fucking bitch.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we got 7 minutes left. Oh, my God.
We can do this.
Of course.
Just field 10 more.
I mean, I wish it was more time. I feel like I haven't even gotten half of my... honestly, I did not take notes watching Gnomeo and Juliet.
Oh, man.
No, okay. There's nothing notable in it.
Yeah. I mean, the frog kind of pissed me off. I didn't like the frog.
I never liked the nurse in Romeo and Juliet.
The nurse character. With. Yeah.
She was always terrible.
So, like, that is always an annoying character, and then they make it even worse because the frog is, like, obsessed with the one gnome character and is just I don't know, it's just so annoying.
It always comes back to bestiality when we're talking about these gnome movies.
What is the deal? Like, I know that they're all just like porcelain creatures or whatever, but like it's weird to me that a frog has like sentience in this.
And it shoots water out of its mouth, so it's kind of like a tool more than like a statue, if we're doing statue story instead of Toy Story, which is kind of what this is. But let's see. I want to talk about Romeo and Juliet in general, because the movie opens up like, hey, this story's been told 1,000,000 times before, but we're doing it again. Haha, wink, but it's with gnomes. And I'm wondering, not just is it too repeated in the culture, but is Romeo and Juliet even a story that's interesting enough to tell at all, Erich? Have I been too jaded against it at this point?
How do you feel about Romeo plus Juliet?
It's all just so fucking boring. Like, I get it. I get it. Oh, families are fighting, but they're in love. Oh, suicide. Can we move on as a culture, Erich, past Romeo and Juliet? Aren't there better stories we could latch on to?
I think there's been a lot of reinventions of it, including Gnomeo and Juliet, that change enough about it that people just know what it is, but they're cool to see it again. I think that maybe it's had its day. Maybe we can move. I want to see other Shakespeare plays that aren't nearly as famous get a bit more time in the sun.
I love King Lear, but it doesn't rhyme with gnome.
Well, King Beer, or like it's like a... What's the food fight or party? What's the sausage party? You can make us King Beer, and it's a sausage party.
If it's not gnomes, what's the point?
With beers. I'm just trying. I'm trying to get something else going here.
Imagine Seth Rogen in charge of a King Lear adaptation. You put these 3 bongs together, you can't break them in half.
To my... Well, I can't even fucking do a Rogan voice. He's like, to my son, I give this bong. To my daughter, I give this bong. To my
friend, like James Franco, I give nothing. Fuck you, nothing. James.
Not even my friend anymore.
Yeah, what a dick. I forgive James Franco. What did he even do?
I forgave you.
It was legal in New York, okay? James Franco, give him a pass. He's rich and famous. They let you do it.
He was also like teaching several classes somehow, and like be in several movies.
He's a pussy eating expert, okay? If somebody offered that to me and I had a pussy, I might be interested.
If he was just doing that, it would be bad. But he was doing a bunch of other things at the same time. We probably lost track of what was going on in his life.
Should we watch his movie Palo Alto, where I think he plays a predator who goes after a teenager, which I think was made at the time
he
was
training to play, maybe.
Yeah, like I think the shit came out while that movie was being made. That's kind of weird.
Maybe that was his thinking, is that I really need to get into this role. In order to do that,
like on To Catch a Predator, when they bring a fake letter, like, I'm going to this teenager's house to teach her a lesson about safety, like just in case it comes out, so you can pull this. No, I was researching for a movie role. That's why
I was doing this.
Okay, James.
Wait, now
it was a great movie, so
we forgive you.
It all worked out.
There was a thing about Woody Allen that like everybody signed that, or it wasn't Woody Allen even. It was the director of Chinatown. What's his fucking name? Roman Polanski. Like, people come out and defend all these fuckers.
Yeah. Did you watch the Drake Bell shit?
Yeah. The HBO documentary.
So do you think that Gnomeo and Juliet was kino, and would you recommend it?
It's certainly not kino. It's pretty it's pretty inoffensive for what it is, I feel like. So,
what about the Terraforminator lawnmower advertisement voiced by Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I would watch that 10 times a day if I could, rather than watching Gnomeo and Juliet. So if you want to watch Gnomeo and Juliet, just watch that, honestly. That commercial's funny.
And maybe a Tybalt highlight video to hear Jason Statham's voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my personal heroes. He did blow up that Meg. I think, is that
he
how
did,
that...
Twice.
Did he blow up the Meg? Is that how he killed
twice.
it? Yeah, I didn't see Meg 2. Is that going on the next PCP poll? Meg 2.
Meg 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch Meg 2, although I didn't hear very good things about it.
So we both agree, Gnomeo and Juliet, pure kino. 300 episodes of kino in the books. 300 more to go.
Here's the 300 more.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen in the 600th episode of Is It Kino? They will not have released a third Gnome movie, probably, if I had to guess.
They better.
So what is our next target?
Yeah, if they don't have one for us to review 7 years from now, then I don't know, I might be lost. I guess maybe Star Wars episode 10.
13, yeah, whatever. Is there a other Gnome thing we could do that's not an animated movie? Is there any other Gnome...
Really, it's just that video of...
movies.
I like the YouTube video when he says, I'm Gnot the Gnelf, I'm Gnot the Gnoblin, I'm a Gnome, and you just got gnomed. We could review that.
Well, Gnome Alone. Wait, Gnome Alone's already a movie!
Is it the same plot that we came up with? Because it might be different.
A teenage girl moves into a new house in a new town and discovers her house is under attack by underground beasts. After making the discovery, she finds that she and the house gnomes are the only ones who can offer protection.
Yeah, that's stupid. Ours is better. Gnomeo,
yeah, I agree.
Gnomeo and Juliet's son is left gnome alone. Much better.
Josh Peck does a voice.
He'll do
Jeff
anything. He'll stab his lifelong brother in the back.
George Lopez does a voice. This was a Netflix movie, it looks like.
Erich, I don't think you can hear it, but the timer is going off.
The timer just went off. We did it.
You have anything you want to plug?
We should do Gnome Alone next. We should do Gnome Alone in 300 more episodes.
Oh, okay, so 7 years from now, we'll do Gnome Alone. If you remember, I'll do it.
Okay. Here, wait, hold on. I'm going to set a calendar.
Yeah, okay. Remind me.
For 2032.
Is that what you want to plug? Is 7 years from now, listen to our review of Gnome Alone?
Yeah, 7 years from now, if I'm not dead, we'll be reviewing Gnome Alone 2.
Should we do it in your honor if you are dead?
It's a Saturday. In my if I'm dead, you must review Gnome Alone 2. You must bring everyone together and do Gnome Alone 2.
Okay.
Gnome Alone.
That'll be episode 600 celebration, both of this show and of Erich's life. I can't wait. Erich, I'll give you the final... It's in my
calendar for 2 p.m.
I'll give you the final word, Erich.
Somehow we've made it through 300 episodes plus of this show. I'm honored to be part of it. It is a small but important part of my life, and I don't know where I would be without you. Probably in a better position, but I don't mind that. So thanks for all the good times, all the shit times, and everything in between.
I think you ended the last one calling the audience.
And fuck
shitheads.
the audience.
Yeah, they like fucking shitheads.
Yeah, I'm not doing this for the audience. I don't do this for reviews.